What is chain of custody forensics? In forensics, the chain of custody is a chronological documentation or paper trail that records the sequence of custody, control, transfer, analysis, and disposition of evidence. Integrity and authenticity. Here's a more detailed explanation. Purpose. The primary goal of a chain of custody is to establish a clear and verifiable record of who had access to and responsibility for evidence from the time it was collected until it's presented in court. Chain of custody process. Data collection. This is where chain of custody process is initiated. It involves identification, labeling, recording, and the acquisition of data from all the possible relevant sources that preserve the integrity of the data and evidence collected. Examination. During this process, the chain of custody information is documented outlining the forensic process undertaken. It is important to capture screenshots throughout the process to show the tasks that are completed and the evidence uncovered. Analysis. This stage is the result of the examination stage. In the analysis stage, legally justifiable methods and techniques are used to derive useful information to address questions posed in the particular case. Reporting. This is the documentation phase of the examination and analysis stage. Reporting includes the following: statement regarding chain of custody, explanation of the various tools used, a description of the analysis of various data sources, issues identified, vulnerabilities identified, recommendation for additional forensics measures that can be taken. The chain of custody form. The form should answer the following questions. What is the evidence? For example, digital information includes the file name, MD5 hash. Hardware information includes serial number, asset ID, host name, photos, description. How did you get it? For example, bagged, tagged or pulled from the desktop. When it was collected, date, time. Handle it. Why did that person handle it? Where was it stored? This includes the information about the physical location in which proof is stored or information of the storage used to store the forensic image, how you transported it, for example, in a sealed static-free bag or in a secure storage container, how it was tracked, how it was stored, for example, in a secure storage container, who has access to the evidence. This involves developing a check-in, check-out process. Key elements. Documentation. Every step in the evidence's journey, from collection to analysis, presentation, must be meticulously documented. Control. The chain of custody ensures that evidence is handled and stored in a way that prevents tampering or contamination. Transfer. Each transfer of evidence must be documented, including the date, time, and signatures of both the person transferring and the person receiving the evidence. Analysis. The chain of custody should also track the analysis of the evidence, including the name of the analyst, the methods used, and the results obtained. Disposition. The final disposition of the evidence, whether it's returned, destroyed, or stored, must also be documented. Importance. A well-maintained chain of custody is crucial for the admissibility of evidence in court and for ensuring the integrity of the legal process. Examples. A forensic scientist collecting a blood sample from a crime scene must document the time, location, and their own identity, and sign the evidence bag when the sample is transferred to a lab. The chain of custody must include the date, time, and signatures of both the person transferring and the person receiving the sample. The lab must document the analysis of the sample, including the methods used, the results obtained, and the name of the analyst. Finally, the disposition of the sample, whether it's returned to the crime scene or destroyed, must be documented.